Hey folks, what's going on? I'll get on here for a second because I got some records to show. Cheers, it's Friday the 5th of August. And like you said last month, I really had to tone it down on purchases because of June. Because I blew out in June. So I did good in August. And I went to the record store today because of the new Bowie reissues, and I want them. So I got a few today. But I also picked up a couple of used records because the price was right. Jan Akkerman Profile from Foxx, early solo album of his. Now I'll be honest with you, I already had a copy of this, but I had a US version. I grabbed this because it was less than $10 and it's on Harvest. And I love the Harvest label. Not everything that came out on Harvest was great, but overall the label has been very consistently interesting. So if I could, I would collect the Harvest label. They also had this down there. This had been there for a while, and I'd been passing on it. I went ahead and did a listen online. I like Foxx. I have their early albums, okay? They started off with a bang. But I listened to this online, and it was like, oh yeah, this has that flavor. So it's Jan Akkerman and Thijs van Leer, Foxx. And this is beautiful. Beautiful music, it is. It's very beautiful. So of the Bowie reissues, they only got in 3 of them. There's several out. And I haven't even opened them. I just got home, so I thought I'd show these to you, since at first I thought I wasn't going to get on today, but I'll show you the new records. And again, say hello to my family out there in the West Coast. Thinking of you all the time. Love you all so much. I didn't have this on vinyl, so I'm glad to get Black Tie, White Noise on vinyl. These are supposedly remastered, I understand. I always thought it was ultra cool that Lester Bowie of Art Ensemble of Chicago actually collaborated with David Bowie. So, and I liked that album. Jump They Say, when it came out, I thought was going to be a big hit, and it wasn't. The Buddha of Suburbia. I've never owned this on CD or otherwise. So this will be fun. I've heard some of it, but I haven't heard it all. So this will be a new listen today. And the other one that I got that I waited, I didn't want to buy that expensive box set, but I don't really like 10 inches, so I didn't want the 10 inch. So when it came out 12 inch, I finally got it. Toy by Bowie. And to me, that cover is really very fitting of David Bowie. It is. So that's what I got today. Thinking about keeping it really short and simple today. Other stuff sitting up here that got played recently was Easter Everywhere by 13th Floor Elevators. I do have it on vinyl, but this is a very nice CD version of it. It really sounds great. French prog band, Minimum Vital, Sarabandes. Craig Rotterman, if you are watching this, do you remember the saga of this? This was originally yours, and it got stolen. And I recovered it from a pawn shop, it turns out, when I bought these, and was surprised to find this stuff in this pawn shop in South Omaha. It turns out that these were stolen from you, Craig. But still got a good home here. Good album. A Burn. Another Piero Umiliani as Moggy. I recently had a chance to get this, but it was really expensive, so I passed. Tra Scienza e Fantascienza. More of his library music work. And a wild one, a good one. Played this. Larkin Grimm. I had the pleasure of playing a show opening for her. I think people maybe call her a modern folk artist. I tend to think of this music as just being really raw and honest and first person. I think she's done some things with the Vendra Bandhart, But she also makes me think of this other band that I haven't heard anything about. Maybe they're probably done. Coco Rosie. I really enjoyed the night and visiting with her, getting to know her a little bit that night. And this is good. This is good. Stripped down. Real honest. Got back to this. Army of Briars, a Discus Music new release, Made from a Broken Star. I can highly recommend this to folks who like stuff like Fairport Convention, Sandy Denny, the old school, as it were, English folk rock. It's really good. It's good. Keep it up, Martin Archer. Discus Music is a great label. I'll go ahead and show what else is sitting down here since there's not much. Well, the other thing to share is that I did that podcast recently with Stuart Chittenden. I'll remind you, but in 2 weeks, on Sunday the 14th, it will be broadcast on the radio. And it'll be online as well then. But that's about to happen. Going back into my digging, Gilgamesh, a Canterbury associated band because of Alan Gowan, who was in National Health, great writer. Jeff Klein, too, good bass player. I've had this since it came out, 1975. It's got the ringware and everything. But being a dedicated follower of everything related to Soft Machine and Gong, when this came out and I read about it, I knew I wanted it. And this is very, very good. I have one other album by them. Played this 12-inch by Stereolab, The Free Design. Unrelated to the band The Free Design, but named The Free Design. Great songs. Love the band Stereolab. Their sound is immediately identifiable. I love it. Here's an Italian progressive rock album that when I was, I got it when I was able to get some. Giganti, Terra in Bocca, Poesia di un Delitto, however you say that. This one is a keeper, but there's way too much singing on this for me. The music is great. Excuse me. But there's too much singing for me. Maybe if I was Italian it would make a difference, but I don't think so. It's that keyboard-driven sort of sound. And it's also a red vinyl. Giganti. I think that's probably how you say it. Giganti. That doesn't sound right. It might be. I don't know. What else is sitting down here? It's a few more. I'll show what's sitting down here and then I'm out of here. Bokaj Retsiem, which is Meister Jacob's name backwards. Psychedelic Underground. This is really mostly pretty good. A little cheesy in parts, but the guys that are playing in the band are very good musicians. And it's kind of a rip-off. It's like a pastiche almost, maybe making fun of the idea of psychedelia. But it's good. It's a fun listen. It's a good album. Hadn't played this in a long time. This is one of those records where it's like, you really have to dedicate yourself to it. You have to give yourself into this to get anything out of it. This is a Paul Litton, Nate Woolley collaboration. Improvisation. You could say this is noise, but it's not. It's what I consider pure expression. And the deal is, this is one of those records where they just went ahead and recorded, and it caught fire. It starts off kind of meandering and testing the waters is what it sounds like, and then about 2/3 through, they find each other, and this catches fire. Percussion and wind instruments. It's a good one. Early example of jazz rock, 1968-69, The Fourth Way with Michael White and Mike Knock. The Sun and Moon Have Come Together. This is a live album. This is really tasty. And the other cool thing about this is, because it's a live album, you get to hear the audience's reaction. This is back when all this stuff was new, and people weren't jaded, and so the audience is really into when they play, and the solos. You hear moments where the band is really inspired, and the audience hears it and responds to it. That's part of what makes this album really good. The excitement of it. The Fourth Way. If you don't know them, I highly recommend it. Whole different direction. 12-inch single by John Foxx, the original singer of Ultravox, Dancing Like a Gun. Now again, this is a great cover, great graphic, but it fits. Swimmer 1 and 2, the B-sides, great B-sides. Instrumentals, I love this stuff. John Foxx, Dancing Like a Gun. Yesterday would have been Louis Armstrong's birthday. You know, he's been gone a long time. So I pulled this and played this, hadn't listened in a long time. Ambassador Satch, it's a live album. And if you're not familiar with the artistry and the total trailblazing playing of Louis Armstrong, plus the way that he broke down barriers racially, you got to check him out. Now, this is a New Zealand pressing. Isn't that an interesting label? You don't see those too much. I remember when they used to make these, what is that, a hexagon? I didn't count how many sides. This is a good album. Again, spirited. Good recording. Stephanie, do you remember this? Patrick remembers this and told me about it a few times. I don't remember. He remembers Louis Armstrong visiting Grandma and Grandpa over on Pierce Street on the hill. Pat has told me the story several times in recent years. And I was there, he says, we were outside playing as the car pulled up. And it was a big brouhaha. This man who's coming to say hello to Grandpa was Louis Armstrong. And in getting ready for yesterday, knowing that I was going to get some more Bowie for my collection, I pulled this, Changes Now, Bowie. These sessions that are kind of stripped down, where they do these songs, and these are really good versions. You can tell that everyone was really enjoying it. There's a couple of guitar solos I didn't look to see who was playing, but they're almost sloppy because they're just having fun. You know, they're recording these things, not with the idea, we're going to make an album. They were recording, enjoying playing together. That's some of the best music ever. Hope everyone's doing well. I haven't heard back from my brother James. I told him, give me a call when you get out of the hospital. So I'm assuming he's on the mend. Thank you very much for your concern and your wishes of health to him. Thank you so very much, people. Thank you. Okay, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later.